Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Acting Relic and welcome back to Bloodborne. So, last time we were here, we finished off pretty much everything in the main game, because over there, if I angle it properly, we can see the spinning tendrils of moon presence. And we have completed pretty much all the side objectives. We can see the... Alright, sounds good. Nice. So now it is on to the DLC, because, as I said before, the second you beat Moon Presence, you have to go all the way to New Game Plus and then play through most of the game to get to the DLC again. So, let's go to the DLC. So, the nice thing is that, unlike some of the other DLCs, well, let me think. Dark Souls 1, it's really confusing because you have to, I think you have to kill the Hydra that is outside of, Havel's location, and then you have to kill a crystal guardian that is gold, and then talk to a certain person to be able to access the DLC. With Dark Souls 2, it was you had to get to one of the ending bonfires, and then there would just be a pedestal that you could touch to transfer yourself to the DLC. With this one, they tell you, oh no, they say it in, I think it's when you pick it up, it says, a creature awaits outside of Odin Chapel to take you away. So we'll go back to Cathedral Ward and go see said creature. There we go. Sound was a little low. Let's just check here. 1, 2, 3. A little low. Let's just check here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, good. So, the creature is this thing. This amygdala. And what you're supposed to do is come over to here where we got the hunter set with the top hat and get grabbed.
Curse their fiends, their children too. And their children forever true.
Now, who says that line of dialogue? I'm not 100% sure. I have a good hunch who it might be, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, let us see if I'm in fact strong enough to do this DLC yet. So, welcome to the Hunter's Nightmare. So, this is very, like, this entire design right here looks exactly like Odin Chapel. So, does the rest of it. This is an altered version of the landscape of Yharnam. And we come across beasts and a hunter. A hunter of old who will destroy you. Come on then. Alright. Gratefully, the recommended thing here is that you don't really have to fight them. They're just kind of there. Like, there's one there guarding that gate. But I will do my best not to mess with him. And once again, a very similar courtyard. Filled with various beasts. So, let's go pay those beasts a visit. Now, these beasts, due to have fought these hunters within this nightmare for so long, they fear just the sight of you. Eventually, there he is. This is our next hunter. And he is our second of the DLC weapons. And there's our third with the beast cutter again. Ooh, love that staggered frame rate on that beast cutter. Gentlemen? Now, the interesting thing about that hunter's weapon, called the boom hammer, unlike all the other weapons in the game where you transform it once and it stays in its transformed state, each hit needs to be retransformed. So it's essentially cocking the gun, cocking it, and then activating it on the next hit. So There's an item over there, but there's also a pressure plate. So get rid of that thing first. Dogs! Normal dogs. They look like Dobermans. I think that's what that's called. I think they're Dobermans, at least. Go on, then. Now that was the third DLC weapon that we see. A hunter's safe. Similar to the hunter's scythe, but slightly different. Couple crows down there. Deal with them in a moment. I don't know if I can get up there or not. Maybe by just taking the drop. So, yes, these old hunters are not to be messed with. Especially these ones that have red eyes. The ones with the orange eyes are tough. The ones with red eyes are even worse. Because they're technically NPC hunters. Or the equivalency of. There we go. Ooh, tempering. Not bad. the old hunter cap. So, as to be expected, there is an entire old hunter's set. It is scattered throughout. God damn it, man. Throughout this first section here. There we go. Vermin. So, within the DLC you earn from killing certain NPC hunters, vermin. Vermin are what require rank up in the League Covenant. If you gain enough vermin, you can cash in for the items of the League, and I should be able to get enough. If I don't, I'll use some stuff in the Chalice Dungeons to get to it. Alright, Flaming Ball, attack! There's the old hunter's main chest. And then so these guys trying to invade this location get schwacked. So these are the new church guardians. And they're Cthulhu'd all the hell up. And they are tough. It should not be trifled with if you don't have to. Their hitbox is also ridiculously huge. So, in place of Vicar Amelia, we have this. Some sort of cleric beast. The eye pendant. Alright. Since we are in a safe spot here, let's read some item descriptions. So, the beast cutter. A trick weapon wielded by the old hunters. This thick iron cleaver slices through the toughest of beast hides and transform the blade. And when transformed, the blade splits into sections, allowing one to lash it in the fashion of a heavy whip. This crude weapon relies on brute force and is regrettably inelegant, suggesting that the hunts of the earliest hunters made for horrific affairs, painting the sanguine blacks and reds. So, I think, yeah, this is a primarily strength weapon. It's got a very wide range. and it has no charge when transformed. So it's all about hits. It's a pretty cool weapon, to say the least. Alright. And then it was Old Hunter's Cap. Old hunter cap with a wide brim that hides their sharp gaze. In the old days when hunters were 10 a penny, this was part of their standard garb. Old hunter garb. One day the hunters disappeared, and Yarnamites began to whisper of the hunter's sin. Drunk with blood, chasing after beasts, they would pass on to the nightmare, every last one of them. So, oh, and then finally, the most recent thing that I got, which was the eye pendant. Eye pendant, an eye pendant which unlocks the surgical altar. There are 2 cathedrals in the Hunter's Dream. One lies past the River of Blood, and another contains the private research hall of the Healing Church. Only chosen members of the Healing Church, or their lament patients, can enter the research hall. Using this eye, grant eyes to the surgical altar. So, when I think about this, it's slightly in the same shape as the gold medallion that Vicar Amelia holds. But that's just sort of a side speculation. As we will be learning a little bit more about the Vicar in time. So, this is the true start. A broken sun. Much like the eye of the blood-drunk hunter we used to get into this location. And we also see the bodies of fallen gods. So what they're actually throwing are called delayed Molotovs. They're pretty much just grenades with timers. And here's the River of Blood, filled with blood liquors. Blood liquors only appear in Canehurst, so we can infer that this is not only just a river of blood, but it seems to be at least cursed blood. Delayed Molotovs. So yeah, that's a trap. And a really good one at that. the hell was that? Alright, so there's one other item up here, yeah. So, Old Hunter's top hat. So, it's quite confusing where next to go, but what you're actually supposed to do is run past all of these silly blood lickers. And past all these folks. Trying your best not to get shot. And head through here. And we meet our first friend. And our first shortcut. Technically second. But first major one. Hello.
You're a hunter with your sanity, aren't you? Must have taken a wrong turn then, eh? Well, we're more alike than you think. This is the hunter's nightmare, where hunters end up when drunk with blood. You've seen them before. Aimless, wandering hunters slavering like beasts. This is what the poor fools have to look forward to. So, don't be brash. Turn back before it's too late. Unless you've something of an interest in nightmares.
Well, considering I went through all the way through Mensis to get here, yes, I do.
Oh yes, I see. You sense a secret within the nightmare, and cannot bear to leave it be. As if the spirit of Bergenworth lives on within you. Such inquisitive hunters will relish the nightmare. But beware. Secrets are secrets for a reason, and some do not wish to see them uncovered. Especially when the secrets are particularly unseemly. Beware. Secrets are especially when...
So, this is Simon, one of the key characters of the Old Hunters DLC, and he is one of the rational hunters that is still alive. Within this location. So, what's over here? Ah, yes, the first piece of the constable's gear. So, since we are in a relatively safe location, so I picked up the boom hammer. A trick weapon used by the old hunters, crafted by the workshop heretics, the powder kegs. So, the same people who made this thing. A giant hammer equipped with a miniature furnace. When ignited and fired, it emits a volley of flame that explodes furiously upon impact. Crushing the beasts then burned them. The brute simplicity of the boom hammer was favored by the hunters, with an acute distaste for beasts. So yeah, it's a warhammer. And it's pretty good. I think it... And then once you trick it, it becomes flaming. But you can only... So that's why it's not a bad idea to add a trick attack into your combo. It's also one of the only heavier weapons that is one-handed, which is pretty cool. And then we had the Hunter's top hat. Old Hunter top hat. Old Hunter top hat, warped by bloodstains. In the old days, when hunters were 10 a penny, this was part of their standard gear. Then there was the constable's gloves. Constable's gloves. Once upon a time, a troop of foreign constables chased a beast all the way to Yarnum, and this is what they wore. The constables became victims of the beast, except for one survivor, who in turn devoured the creature whole, all but by himself. This fable is a favorite among Yarnumites, who are partially to any stories of pompous, intolerable foreigners who suffer for their ignorance. It makes their blood taste that much sweeter. So, the constable set is what the League wears. Yeah. So we're actually going to run past everybody here. I think another piece of the constable's gear is in there. If you would kindly get out of my way, madam, thank you. Get over here. Go. More frenzied cold blood. And now the tricky part. Because this is where lock-on becomes kind of annoying. Because I want to kill the hunter. Not quite. Well, at least the crow's gone. Thank you. Alright. So there's another NPC hunter over here. Who you can kill to earn the hunter's scythe. But I'm not going to do that, as I would like to first get to our next respawn location. So what I passed there was another church guardian. Except for he wields essentially a cannon. It's a massive cannon. Alright. Come here, you. Thank you. And then there's a hunter up here. Missed. Thank you. And a second vermin. So here is a hunter you can call in for assistance if you need her. She's actually the hunter that you can call in for assistance against Vicar Amelia, actually. Birds are not dead. So. Alright. I don't usually, like, go supremely radio silent. I'm going to for a second here, because what happens here is quite strange. So, how does something like this, which is some amalgamation of shell and woman, fall from the sky? I have no idea. But more importantly, this. Now, most of the time I've been putting points solely into the Ludwig's Holy Blade here, or Ludwig's Greatsword. And now there are 2 Church Guardians. Cannon! Ow. Roll. Roll. Heal. Alright, run. But the Whirligig Saw will become my next weapon. Let's head back home, because we'll read over a few things and then return. Because there's a reason you want to get the Whirligig Saw. Not only because of the Whirligig Saw, but also because of what it is. So, I think it was just the Whirligig Saw. A twicker weapon crafted by the worship heretics, the Powder Kings. The weapon of choice of the old hunter Voltaire, the Beast Hunter, who we know is the commander of the League. This weapon pummels beasts in its mason form. Mace form? Yeah, I know mace form. And his true strength lies in attached mechanical saws. These discs, lined with serrated teeth, spin rapidly and thrashing the flesh of beasts into fine shreds. So, this thing starts off with B scaling of strength. It goes all the way to S scaling at level 10. I don't think I will probably be getting it to level 10, but I'll be getting it close. So, normal mace moveset, overhead, charged swing across, but it's this that matters. This moveset is incredible. That charged, but then it's the other move. It's the L2. This move continuously does damage if you bring it against. You can essentially mow the lawn with it. This weapon breaks the base game. You fight enemies like Vicar Amelia with this weapon, you will crush anything in front of you. So, that is why we are going to dump a whole bunch of points all the way to +9. We're gonna pull gems out of our axe. Do 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 do. 2, 98, 210, 218, 242. 244. That's not a bad gem, but I'm gonna keep it like that. So, doesn't do as much, but that's also because of the gems on this thing, and it's plus 10. But it now does quite a bit of damage. So, yes, I know. I already beat German. Need a few more points.
Farewell, good mate. Gammon await. Very well, Ned.
Yes, good. I can go like that. Alright then. So, then, question is, how do you get back to that? All you need to do is go here. This is the new location that you can